Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to compare Hyzon Motors with Nikola and answer which one is the better stock to buy. I'm doing this video coming from a request from one of my subscribers, so thank you for asking for this video. And I'm going to compare these two on several different metrics, including valuation, and then I will answer which one I think is the better stock to buy right now of these trucking companies, manufacturers and sellers of, Hyzon is doing the hydrogen fuel, Nikola is doing both hydrogen and battery electric. So let's see which one is better right now. Now, interestingly, Hyzon is yet to deliver a meaningful revenue. It's still in the pre-revenue stages, developing prototypes, sending it to clients, getting it tested. It does plan to do around 30 trucks this year. Nikola is further along in its production roadmap. It actually has over 100 battery electric trucks in inventory. It's not making those anymore this year. It's going to focus exclusively on the hydrogen truck for the rest of this year and then think about whether or not how many to make of the battery electric trucks going forward. So interesting stages, interesting developmental companies, early stages, research and development, getting these things up and running, testing, fixing, back and forth iteration until they really get to a level where they got the right formula and they can just ramp up production and capitalize on sales. So since they're not really generating meaningful revenue, I wanted to look at how much cash they're going through. And Nikola really improved its cash flow from operations by divesting in some of its businesses, reducing costs, and focusing on the domestic business. Cash flow from operations improved to negative 107 million. Hyzon, meanwhile, also improved a little bit to negative 36 million. So if they're burning through cash, we want to know how much cash do they have. And Nikola did a good job raising some cash. They also got shareholder approval to sell more shares. They have 226 million of cash on hand. They also, as I mentioned, they have over 100 trucks in inventory, so they can generate cash by selling those trucks and not producing more as they plan to do for the battery electric. And then Hyzon's got 140 million, and given that they're not burning through as much cash, they've got a few quarters of cash left before they need to consider selling more stock to raise capital. The next thing I wanted to look at is diluting shareholders, right? Because these companies are burning through cash. When you're burning through cash, you've got to fund those cash flows, right? Where are you getting that cash to spend and lose? And so Nikola, for the most part, is doing it by selling stock, getting investors to give Nikola money, and then Nikola goes and spends it on developing those trucks. Hyzon has done a better job of using its initial investment and going through it, working through its plans, doing it that way. It hasn't continuously gone back to investors and asked for more and more and more the same way that Nikola has. It started with around 325 million shares outstanding. It now has 708 million. It has authority to go up to 1.6 billion, I believe, and I wouldn't be surprised if it exercises that to raise more cash, because it says it needs more cash before it can be self-sustaining. It needs a lot more cash. I've got a video on that. I will link to it at the end of this one, where management specifically describes how much cash they're going to need to become self-sustaining. So please check out that video if you're interested in Nikola stock diluting shareholders. Hyzon doesn't seem like a big worry for them. They haven't really gone through and diluted shareholders as much as Nikola has. And so the last thing to look at is valuation. And what I chose to use is the forward price to sales, because these companies are not generating positive cash flow or profitability. I chose to use the 1 year ahead price to sales ratio, because we can get an estimate of what their sales are going to be like over the next year, and then look at the market price compared to that sales and determine what we're paying for those sales. And accordingly, Hyzon is more expensive, more than twice as expensive as Nikola, trading at a forward price to sales of 7.9, compared to Nikola at a forward price to sales of 3.788. So If I had to pick one of these innovative growth stocks to buy today, I think I would go with Nikola. I like the less than half valuation. I like that Nikola is further along in terms of developing the hydrogen truck. It's already got sales orders and it's already planning to make deliveries in a month or two. And so I like that it's further along there, and I like that it's got all those trucks in inventory. It's already got sales orders coming in, and so I like where it is compared to Hyzon in terms of production, sales, and delivery. Although both of these stocks, I will mention, are very risky, very speculative, and only should be considered by investors willing to tolerate high risk and are looking for the very high potential that these companies do have if they can get things right and get things rolling. All right, but that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.